Hey everybody, Jeff Reinhart here, LMP and Lancaster Online. Pull up a chair. It's the Huddle, the LL League football podcast, sponsored by Auto House of Lancaster. Week 6. The second half is here. Flip your cassette over. Side 2, Week 6. 5 down, 5 to go in the regular season. A lot going on. Some good games this week. A couple trophy games this week. A mega first place showdown game this week, and a couple of old school rivalry games this week. So it's getting good here. We're getting into the meat of the schedule, as they say. The district races are picking up a little bit. They're percolating. So there's a lot of good stuff here, and the weather has also turned a little bit. Fall is here, so happy fall. Keep up with your leaves. Get some warmer clothes out. Go get your pumpkin spice coffee and creamer and enjoy some football. 19 games this week. That's manageable. Thank you, LL. 19 games, 17 Friday night, 2 on Saturday, 2 non-league games. And a lot of good stuff. Some fun matchups. Let's break it down. Give you some picks, nuggets and picks, as always. And they're off. Friday night, Section 1 games. Cedar Crest at Reading. Falcons gave up 62 last week to Wilson. So I think they'll have a bit of a chip on their shoulders when they land at Shirk Stadium. Isaiah Zimmerman's been great. 5 games, 5 100-yard performances. He's been really good. He's been a constant for them. From the jump, Reading coming off a loss, 41-8 to Penn Manor. Sorry, Reading crew, I hate to bring this up. I'll say it one more time and never mention it again. Reading had 8 turnovers last week against Penn Manor, lost 5 fumbles, and had 3 picks. That's a lot. Just to get 8 possessions in a game is a lot, and Reading scored, so they had at least 9 possessions. But 8 of them ended with a giveaway. So that's tough. Tough luck, tough break. Reading last week. Now you got to play Crest with a really good running game. So I'll go Falcons here. They're still fringy in the section race. And they need some power points for districts. Crest over Reading. Trophy game alert. Hempfield at Penn Manor. It's the Battle of 462 trophy. That's relatively new. This will be the 6th trophy meeting between these rivals. Hempfield has a 4-1 lead in the series. Hempfield won last year, 36-zip. Penn Manor last won this in 2023. I saw Hempfield last week. They really can throw the ball around. Derek Catch, they run a lot of funky plays. He's spinning around and faking counters and quick outs. He had a really good deep ball to Ryan Abrams, who's having a great year catching the ball. 40 catches already, 500 yards receiving, 6 touchdown catches. He's been really, really good. And Hempfield's just been snake bit. They had the 1-point loss to Mifflin. They had the overtime loss to York. They lost to Township the week before. So they're looking for a adrenaline shot here against the Comets, who are feeling good about things. They got a win, scored 41. Congrats to Justin Clark, rookie coach, gets his first dub. We were at Penn Manor this week for the video show, talked to a couple kids, talked trophy game, talked getting a dub, talked Hempfield matchup. So take a look for that. I have Hempfield circled. I know Penn Manor's got some mo, but the Black Knights can really throw the ball around. Oh my. This one could be close. I'm leaning Hempfield. Black Knights over Comets. McCaskey at Manheim Township. Saw the streaks last week against Hempfield. Their offense the last 3 weeks here has really taken off. Jack Kneff was super last week. Oh, man. 19 for 22. That'll work. 270, 3 touchdowns, and a TD keeper. He's got so many weapons. Fernandez, Feliciano, Dixon, Fletcher, Crane. I'm sure I'm missing somebody, but Township can really spread the ball around. McCaskey struggling, had to go to Tennant last week down in Warminster. And Tennant won that game 22-6. So McKiskey got a score. I saw a bunch of new names in their stats this week. So they're mixing in some new kids. Tricky trip here. Streaks are tough. Township over McKiskey. Section 2 games. Friday night. E-Town at Muhlenberg. Muhlenberg, wow. 5-0. Crooked numbers everywhere. Michael Miller is having an amazing Swiss Army knife season for them. Touchdown catches, touchdown runs, pick sixes. He's been great. Cameron Small, over 700 rushing yards. Mules just have crooked numbers everywhere. 5-0, going for their first 6-0 start since 2007. Wow. E-Town had that really good stretch there, back-to-back shutout wins, and they had a big section game last week against Ephrata. Mounts won that 20-14. E-Town has thrown more passes than any team in the league, so the Bears like to go up top, and they have a lot. Kaufman has 137 pass attempts already in 20 quarters. That's a lot. I have Muhlenberg circled on the green card this week. Like the Mules here, they're flying and they're at home and their offense has been a runaway train. So I will go Muhlenberg over E-Town. Good game here. A couple of contenders. Exeter at Ephrata. Ephrata coming off a win over E-Town, 20-14. We'll see if Martin comes back to play quarterback, but Knowles has been good. You know, another touchdown run and another touchdown pass last week against E-Town. Ephrata needed that one after losing to CV. So Ephrata at 1-1 stays within shouting distance of the lead pack. Exeter's really good. Undefeated, crooked numbers. Leo Brown's been really good. He's over 700 rushing yards. And Exeter, I guess their thing here for me is don't get caught looking ahead because they have Muhlenberg coming up. And they have CV in week 9. I have Exeter circled. I know it's on the road. They got to go to the war. It'll be a party. And raucous. It should be a fun night at the war in Ephrata. But I'm going to go road team here. Exeter's just been really good on both sides of the ball. They're razor sharp. Eagles over Mounts. Section 3 games. Dig this one. Hey, old school LL people. Mannheim Central at Cocalico. Wow. That's just a great matchup. And I know Cocalico is struggling here. 1-4. They finally got the win, and then they played Warwick last week and lost by 30. And Dane Hornig, who's their really, really good running back, fullback guy, linebacker guy, did not play. So we hope Dane is okay. I'm not really big on reporting high school kid injuries, but hopefully he's back and everything's cool. And maybe I'll find out Friday because I'm going to cover this game. I'll see you in Denver. So Cocalico, looking for it. I know they're young. I know they have a rebuilt O-line. They're still going to be heard from. I know at 1-4, they got kind of an uphill battle here in the section and probably for districts, but it's Cocalico. They reload. Barons. Hello, Mannheim Central. And I wrote this week. Is Central back? Couple wins in a row beat Bermudian, Pete Weiser, the defending district champ, which was undefeated. So Barons are feeling good here. The couple wins in a row. They're 3-2. They're at the top of the section. And doing some things. They've been good defensively. 9 takeaways, 8 picks. Offensive numbers don't jump off the page necessarily. But they're kind of scoring just enough to win, and their defense has been good. I got the Barons circled. I'm going to ride Mo. And I'm going to take Central. 44-11, Barons lead this series, which is a cozy lead. But Cocalico's won 2 in a row and 3 out of 4, so they've had Central's number here lately. But I'm going to go Barons. See you in Denver. Central over Cocalico. Conrad Weiser at Solanco. Weiser coming off their first loss. They were 4-0 and kind of surprising everyone in a retool season. Okay, wink, wink. But they fall to Mannheim Central last week. Now they got to go to Solanco, and the Mules have found it. Oh, my. Since the week 1 OT loss at LS, they have resoundingly bounced back. 4 wins in a row. Rushing attack's been gnarly. Johnny Garcia was over 100 last week. Chris Burgos Weiss was over 100 last week in a win over Eastern York, and they did not even attempt to pass last week. They got 470 plus on the ground, and that was all their yards. So Solanco's found it. Look out. I picked them to win the section. We're halfway home, and they're at the top, and I think they stay there. I'll go Mules over Scouts. Warwick at Garden Spot, another cool, old-timey LL rivalry game. Love those. Love that Burks is in. This is great. It's a barrel of laughs, and it's really cool having another county in the league. But when these kind of LL old-school games roll around, I perk up. So Warwick at Garden Spot. Gabe Martin for Garden Spot, and I wrote it again this week. This kid's unbelievable. He played quarterback, he played running back, he plays linebacker, scores all kinds of different ways, touchdown passes, runs, catches. He's been really good for Garden Spot. So in your travels, if you get to see Sparty Nation, Gabe Martin's been great. They get a Warwick team that's playing well. Beat Cocalico last week, and kind of another one of those, old school LL Section 3 now games. And Warwick won by 30. Colin McGall came in to play quarterback. Thomas Myers injured, out. And McGall was great. Passed for 202, 3 touchdowns to 3 different receivers. Heath Schnipke, 119 carries in 5 weeks. Only LL back with 100-plus carries. He's tough to stop. Good-looking player. I have Warwick circled. They have to go over to New Holland, but I love the way the Warriors are going. So let's go Warwick over Garden Spot. Section 4. Friday night. Daniel Boone at Elko. Boone struggling. 0-5. Looking for it. They've had some moments. Scored a bunch of points a couple of weeks ago. All these weeks are running together at this point. But still looking for their first win. Elko. Also Jones in here for some positivity. Both these teams are 0 for here so far in the section. And Elko's had to play Twin Valley and Wyomissing, I think, in the last 2 weeks. So not an easy part in the schedule there for Elko. They're at home. And I'm going to go home team here in a game where both teams are jonesing for something, anything. I'll go Elko over Boone. Octorara at LS. I don't want to say LS is flying under the radar. I mean, last year at this time, they were the it team, and House was scoring 9 touchdowns 8 different ways every week. But just the one loss for LS, and here they are, and they know what's coming, and they can't get caught looking ahead. Asher Jones had a huge game last week against Boone. 3 TD passes, 2 TD runs. Fiorello kicked a couple of more field goals. He's got like 5 or 6 field goals already this year. Wow. Octorara, Braden Mastripolito, toughest name to say and type in the league. He's been great for Octorara. He's like a one-man wrecking crew. 700 rushing yards, 12 touchdown runs. He's got a pick 6. He had a 200-yard rushing night. He's been great. So LS has to keep him under wraps. I like the Pioneers at home. They know what's coming. They will not get caught looking ahead. Pios over Braves. Northern Lebanon at Twin Valley. TV's been ridiculously great. Did it again last week with Elko. Just zoom. Mercy rule. Thanks for coming. 49-7. They're averaging 56 points a game, 425 yards a game. Number 1 in the LL in team defense. They're only giving up 130 yards a game. Raiders have been awesome. And I could sit here for 10 minutes and rattle off Twin Valley stats, but I'll spare you. Northern Lebanon coming off a loss against Donegal, 44-22. Brady Ryan back on the field, missed some time. 2 TD catches last week, and he rushed for 100 yards. He's a really good player, so TV must account for Brady Ryan, but Like the Raiders here, they're flying and they know what's coming up around the bend. YO and LS. Let's go Raiders over Vikes. Okay, Section 5. Game of the week, maybe. Definitely for the Berks County crew. Berks Catholic at Schuylkill Valley, both 2-0 in the section. This is a first-place showdown in Leesport. Enjoy this one. Berks Catholic playing great. Their running attack's been unbelievable. Came into the season with a really good, experienced, brute force, beefy O-line up front, and they are riding those guys. Gerald, Schalk, they just have so many kids who are running the ball. I can't even think of all their names. There's like 4 or 5 of them, and they all have 200-plus rushing yards already. Gerald's up over 400 and averaging 14 yards a carry. Curley is another kid who's been making plays. BC's been getting it done on the ground. They're hot. Schuylkill Valley, Alatraz had a big game last week under center in a win. They've mostly been going up top. The Sebastian kid had the Batista kid, Anthony Batista had a couple touchdown catches last week. And Schuylkill Valley's kind of found it. I picked them to win in the preseason, but I have Berks Catholic circled. Oh, my goodness. We'll see how it all shakes out after week 10. I like to stick with my picks, but for pick purposes in week 6, I'm going to go Berks Catholic over Schuylkill Valley. Enjoy that Leesport. Big time first place game. Kutztown at Anvil Cleona. Dutchmen, they're the other story here in this section. They're tied with Berks Catholic and Schuylkill Valley for the lead. Anvil's won 3 in a row. Beat Columbia last week, and Columbia was sailing, and that must have been a great game. 35-26. So Anvil playing really, really good. Number 2 in District 3, 3A, tied for first, need a win. If they win, they get the BCSV Survivor to stay in first place. Wow, Dutchmen. Break them up. They've been great. Kutztown, again, leads the league in rushing yards, 1,900 plus. Leads the league in offense, 430 plus. 3 kids with 500 rushing yards. 3 kids with 500 rushing yards. Wow. Mason Sherry, 700 plus, leads the league. Ian Barr, Ryan Walters. All 3 guys are over 500 yards. They could have 3 1,000-yard backs at Kutztown. And I got to dig to see if that ever happened, and if so, when. I've seen 2 kids go over 1,000 in the same backfield. I don't know about 3. But that's where Kutztown's kind of headed here. Too many turnovers for Kutztown. That's been their bugaboo. I have Anvil Cleona circled. At home, playing great, knowing that they need a dub to stay on the 1 line. I'll go AC. Dutchman over Cougars. Columbia Pequot Valley. Columbia had that 2-game winning streak, which was really cool. Played great and then put up a great fight against Anvil Cleona last week. Good on those guys. They've completely turned it around. Cameron McClare's been great. Tyler Brommer had a huge game running a couple weeks ago. Good for the Tide. At Pequot Valley, Braves have kind of been snake bit. Tough part of their schedule. They had to play Schuylkill Valley and Berks Catholic back-to-back. 75-6 was the aggregate in those 2 games. So the Braves are searching for it. But they've been pretty good overall. Defense has been decent. They got a couple of wins, and they're in the district race. I have PV circled at home. I know the Tide has some Mo, but I think PV's due to have a edgy, stuff them defensively kind of a game. Tough one to pick. This one was really hard, but I'll go Braves over Tide. Lancaster Catholic at Hamburg. Catholic has just been, I hate to say decimated, but injuries have really hurt them. Wiped out their quarterback situation. Looks like Hegner, who's like a receiver guy, looks like he's taking snaps. Brandon Way has been held down the last couple of weeks. He did pop a long kick return for a touchdown against Berks Catholic last week. But Catholic's looking to snap this 3-game slide. It's been haywire over there the last 3 weeks for them. Hopefully they're figuring it out. Hawks, good, come from behind win last week. Beat Kutztown 21-20, rallied late. Isaac McFadden had 2 second-half touchdown passes. and the Hawks pull one out late in the fourth for the second time this year. They've had a late fourth quarter comeback, rally, win. I have Catholic circled. They've done okay in this series the last couple of years, and I think eventually a switch, a light is going to go off with Catholic, and they're going to figure it out. And they're the bubble team in District 3 2A. They'd be the first team out. So they have a chance here with 5 to go to kind of salvage their season and make a postseason rally. We'll see if it happens, but it's kind of has to start here, and I think it will. I'll go Catholic over Hamburg. 2 non-league games Friday night. Trophy game. Governor Mifflin at Wilson. Hello, Berks fans. Gursky Lynn Trophy up for grabs in West Lawn. Wilson put up 62 on Crest last week. Holy cow. E.J. Brownback. Let me say this. I've written it. Let me say this. Linebacker Wilson, 5 games, 3 picks, and he took all 3 to the house for a pick 6. A linebacker. Now, House had a bunch of pick 6s last year as a safety, but here's a linebacker guy with 3 picks. Wow, okay. And then he's returned all 3 for touchdowns. That's amazing. There's your nugget of the week. E.J. Brownback, take a bow. So Wilson playing well. Their quarterbacks have been really good. I had it in a notebook this week. Their backup is 9 for 9 for like 100 yards and a touchdown. Mason Young's been really good. Did he have 4 TD passes last week? And a good percentage. So Wilson's kind of cranking along here. Mifflin kind of looking for it. They were 2-2. Had an L last week, but they're still in the District 3 6A playoff race. They're under the bubble at the moment, so they can see the postseason, but they got to get some dubs. Tricky one here. Bulldogs. They're firing 62. Wow, with an edgy defense. Gursky Lynn goes to Wilson. Bulldogs over Mustangs. Fleetwood at Kennardale. Fawn Grove. All right. Fleetwood's done some good things, man. They have a couple of wins. McMonagle's got a bunch of yards up top. The Bo Fegley kid might be the breakout player of the year in the LL. It's him or Mistripolito. He's been really good, coming up on 600 rushing yards. So Fleetwood can do some things. They can move the ball and get going. Kennardale, Rams out of York Adams, Division 2. 2-0 to start. They've now lost 3 in a row against some trickier competition. They ran into Spring Grove, and they lost last week to West York 24-zip. Road trip for the Tigers, but I have Fleetwood circled, and they're going to need it because when they come out of this game, they have the rest of the Section 3 ringer to get through, and they have 3, games coming up against first-place teams, top-of-the-pack teams. So they need some good mo. I think they get it. Tigers over Rams. Saturday morning, 11 a.m. Set your alarm. Get to Annville for Conestoga Valley against Lebanon. Neutral site. Don't forget, Lebanon's playing 10 road games this year because of construction at the stadium. This is one of the 2 neutral site games that Lebanon's going to play. So Cedars will be the home team, quote unquote. I wonder if this is their homecoming. Saturday morning at 11 at Annville Cleona, which is hosting. Good job, Tommy, putting your stadium up. Well done, sir. Bucks cruising, beat Spring Grove. We thought that one might be close, tricky, fourth quarter kind of a game. Bucks win 29-7. So CV still, their defense is really good. They've only given up 20 points. They're only giving up 140 yards a game. Sawyer Espenshade has been great. Figured he would be, and he's living up to the hype. Passed for 185 and 3 touchdowns last week. He's been really good. Lebanon, hanging tough. Looks like they're going with the Klisch kid at quarterback. Reed was getting snaps early, but it looks like it's just Anthony Klisch now. And Brydell's been good, and he's such an underrated receiver kid that the league just needs to know. I think he had an 80-yard touchdown catch last week, maybe. So Lebanon doing some things, but just cannot find that win column, and a really tricky one here. Saturday morning special at Anvil. I'll go Buckskins over Cedars, and I'll see you there. I'm going to go to Anvil Saturday and cover that game. Last game of the week, Saturday afternoon, Donegal at Wyomissing, Section 4. Wyo cruising. They came out of that really tough, tricky non-league portion, Southern Columbia, etc., and got some early speed, and they have just kept it up. They've been fantastic. They're scoring 40-plus every week. Rushing attack's been great. 15 different kids have got carries. 14 of them got carries last week. Wyo's been great. Donegal coming off a win. They got some mo. 2 dubs for the Indians. Leland Bachman rushed for 230 and 3 touchdowns last week in a win against Northern Lebanon. Good on those guys. Tough trip, Wyo, on a Saturday at 1:30 with the leaves starting to fall. Ooh. I like Wyo. Give me Spartans over Indians. Week 6 winners. Cedar Crest, Hemfield, Manheim Township, Muhlenberg, Exeter, Manheim Central. I'll see you in Denver. Solanco, Warwick, Elko, LS, Twin Valley, Berks Catholic, Anvil Cleona, Pequay Valley, Lancaster Catholic, to snap back, Wilson in a trophy game, Fleetwood, Conestoga Valley, and Wyo. Okay, there you go. There's your week 6 card. Friday, I'll see you at Cocalico. Saturday morning, bright and early, wake up. I'll see you at Anvil for CV Lebanon. Okay, enjoy the coverage. We'll have everything week 6. We're at every game, so we'll have game stories. We'll have full stats, full box scores, helmet stickers, photo galleries, the whole shebang. We got you covered on Lancaster Online. Click, click, click away. All right, thank you for tuning in. It's the Huddle, the LL Football Podcast, sponsored by Auto House of Lancaster. Jeff Reinhart here, LMP and Lancaster Online. Enjoy week 6. I'll catch you next week. Thanks.